so excited to join us. If you're a high schooler, you are in the exact right place. If you're a middle schooler, you can hang out and chill, where there is a better video with a more bearded man, probably right next to where you found this video, or in a playlist, because we might start playlists.
Maybe start a playlist?
Maybe start
I mean, we don't have that many videos to begin with. You could probably easily find it. But yes, it should be there.
Yeah, so we started a brand new series called What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do, which is a mouthful and totally fits on a bracelet if you slap the first letter of every word.
So many W's.
So many W's. But we started it with talking about Joseph, and we're going to spend a lot of time with Joseph, but this one specifically was about his crazy nuts family. And you've got 11 brothers, mom and a dad, it can get a little nuts and a little crazy. And what we ended up talking about is how there was so much conflict and tension happening in that family, and how there's conflict and tension that happens in our families. And so we wanted to just set aside this time as a small group time to ask some really probing questions, ask some good questions to, how does this impact our life and stuff like that. So make sure that you're doing this with someone. You've got family, you've got friends, do it together. It's a great way that you can have that community even with the crazy that's still going on right now.
Yeah. Now you left us with this bottom line from your talk on Sunday of pay attention to how you affect your family.
Yeah.
As we think about that, I want you to stop for a moment and imagine this with me, if you will. Okay? What if everyone paid attention to how they affect everyone else? What would it do for your relationship with the people who you live with in your house? What would it do for the general level of tension or peace at your house? And what if that started with you? Because it could. So with that idea, that framework in mind, we're going to dig in some of these questions. Austin,
Hit me.
if you were one of Joseph's brothers, how would you describe Joseph? And vice versa, if you were Joseph, how would you describe your siblings?
I was Joseph's brother, the most selfish, self-centered, just dirtbag ever. I mean, come on. We read the story together. You can go back and look at it. He was, if you're the brother, you think that he is just he finds himself so high and mighty that nothing's going to bring him down. If you're the inverse, if you're Joseph and you're talking about the brothers, it would probably be like, what's going on? What do you mean? What did I do wrong? Clearly, I am flawless in each and every way. But it would be a lot of cluelessness. He's about as dull as a sack of hammers and doesn't know what's going on, clearly. And it ends up biting him in the tail later, as we'll see. But yeah, that's probably where they're sitting.
Yeah, and I mean, point of view is a huge difference on how they see what's actually happening. And so, how could understanding the brother's point of view change Joseph's actions towards them?
If Joseph would have been more aware of if he wasn't a sack of hammers, if he would have been aware of, hey, this is how this dream that I'm talking about, we're talking about grain and bowing down and everything, this is how this could sound. Maybe I need to hold back just a touch. Or maybe I need to talk to someone who isn't my brother, who won't get super upset with me. Again, having those people to talk to is great. But just being aware. I mean, just knowing that this could impact or cause tension and stress. So maybe I should roll it back and think about it a little bit more. Would have been extremely helpful.
Yeah, and I think, this is one just that you have to answer for yourself. How has not seeing a situation from others' perspective caused conflict in your family? Maybe you're going, I don't cause conflict in my family. Well, guess what? You probably do. At some point in time you have, you probably will. So stop and think about how not thinking through their point of view can cause conflict.
Yeah.
So most of the story was in Genesis, talking about Joseph and his family, but we were also in Philippians 2, 3 through 8. And so what are some reasons why this passage from Philippians could be more difficult to live out with our families than with others?
So, if you go back, watch the video, we go through Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 through 8, and a lot of it talks about Jesus and where Jesus was. So Jesus, as Pastor Andrew said, was God in a bod, and he, being completely holy, didn't have to come down. He didn't have to experience the stuff that we've experienced. But instead of walking around and going, I am God, look at me roar, he was very humble and very much a servant and brought himself down to a level that is really relatable. Yeah. And what probably makes this passage really hard is because, number one, we're being asked to live like Jesus, which is always hard. But a lot of the times with our family, there's different expectations, and so we don't think that we need to like stand in their shoes. We don't think that we need to have their perspective. With our friends, it's a little bit different. Like we talked about, it's a lot easier to, you know, throw your shoes at the front door when you walk into your house, but you're not going to do that when you walk into a friend's house. But when it comes to your family, there's just a different expectation. So realizing that there's an importance to seeing it from their perspective is just monumental. And Jesus just painted that so well in how he came and served and loved us.
So let's take this forward. This week, when a conflict happens, which it's probably going to happen with your family this week, what are some ways that you can consider someone else's perspective before acting out of your own interests?
So it will happen because, as we said, family is messy, crazy. We love them, but man, do they drive us nuts. The easy answer? Well, Austin, Connor, I'm just going to look at it from their perspective. You already said it, right? That's a lot easier said than done. It's a lot easier to just be selfish and start thinking your way instead of thinking, you know, mom's way, dad's way, step siblings way, whatever. And so, real tangible way, you've got leaders, you've got us. Hit us up. We want to know what's going on in your life. It may feel awkward at first, but trust me, there's no judgment from any of us because we've all experienced that. We've been on the receiving end of the crazy, and we've been the cause of the crazy. And so, being able to just in a Christ-like way love each other through that is helpful. And so having other people outside of just your family, having friends, having trusted adult friends that you can call up, leaders that you can hit up. I mean, I'll probably answer a text message at 12 in the morning. Probably still up. But yeah, just making sure that you're reaching out and having that support circle around you is a massive way to help you realize that you have just as much of an impact on your family as your family has on you.
Yeah. This is just a sample of some of the questions that carried over from the talk that Austin gave on Sunday. And so make sure, again, as, you know, it's easy to just listen to this or just hear this and then just scroll to the next video on YouTube. But we really want to encourage you to pause this video when the questions come up, take some time to think through them critically on your own. Call a friend and say, hey, what you think about this? Grab your sibling. We're talking about family dynamics. Hey, grab a sibling and say, hey, wrestle through this with me. And go through all those questions that are going to be up on the screen. Here's the deal. Austin, you're back with What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do, week 2. This coming Sunday at 5 o'clock.
Drop fire right
Woo! So make sure that you don't miss that. Subscribe, bell, notifications, all that kind of silly stuff. We'll see you then. If we don't see you before then, high schoolers, one of the things we've loved doing is getting together with lunch and catching up with you guys during the week. We know school is back for most of you, but we're still trying to do that relational touch points with you guys throughout the week. So if you haven't made it to a lunch, you're wondering if you could go to lunch, hey, let's make that step forward by bringing in someone else in your life. Hit us up, send us a text, give us a call, because we love to eat. And we'll see you sometime really soon.